Coming up in the B Broadcast Weekly Roundup this evening, SFA hosts yet another successful fundraiser. Peer councillors represent at Carrier's Expo initiative. February 11th observed as International Day of Women and Girls in Science. The rugby team prepares to defend the championship title. Europe is to experience face-to-face Jamaica Day celebrations on February 25th. Students' Council made announcements at their previously held press conference. And later, our special Black History Month feature, Part 2. Good evening, and welcome to the B Broadcast Weekly Roundup this week. I am Shantavia Saxton, and here are the details. On Friday, February 11, 2022, the Sixth Form Association hosted their second fundraiser event since the beginning of the new school term. Their snow cone and sky juice sale was a success as students from all grade levels supported the initiative. In an interview with the B, the executive body mentioned that these funds will go towards an upcoming project to be done on the Sixth Form block. Further details to be revealed next month. Students from across the island were engaged in different Carriers Day initiatives, including the Carrier Expo put on by the Jamaica Creative Section of the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, on February 10th. In acknowledgement of the week's celebration, peer councillors from Sixth Form last Wednesday accompanied the school's guidance council to the Ministry of Education Regional Office to partake in Carriers Expo initiative. Here's Daniel Spencer with your report.
On Wednesday, February 9th, Miss Nina Dixon, a guidance counselor at the Yorkcastle High School, accompanied by a group of students, journeyed to the Brownstown's Ministry of Education branch to hang career displays made by students. These displays highlight integral career information and are used by students to choose what career path to venture on. An interview was conducted with Mr. Javaro Brown, a peer counselor at the Yorkcastle High School. He gave us a small peek into what the day entailed.
So on Wednesday, 5 members of the Yorkcastle High School's peer council body, along with our guidance counselor, Mrs. Nina Dixon, took part in the Career Expo initiative by the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information Regional Office. So we represented by displaying career posters that were created by students at the Yorkcastle High School. The posters that were on display included careers from the engineering, agricultural, medical, and the entertainment industry.
Standing firmly in their belief that the youths are the future, the Ministry of Entertainment hosted a career expo. Speakers from different career sectors were invited. The expo aims at providing an opportunity for secondary, tertiary, as well as primary and prep students to obtain valuable career information. Janelle Spencer for the B Broadcast.
And in sports, the Yorkcastle High School's male and female rugby teams are on a journey to win and defend their titles. Headed by Mr. Kevin Dixon, the teams would have commenced training a week and a half ago and are still recruiting new members. Here's Shanice Davidson with your report.
Good evening, I am Shanice Davidson, and on set with us we have a prominent member of the rugby team, Christopher Wallace. Yorkcastle High School is the reigning champion of the Jamaica Rugby Football Union Under-16 tournament and the runner-up for the Under-19. Training has started and a number of people have started to come out showing their interest. Do you think Enswood has vengeance and has their eyes fixed on the prize for this year? How do you plan to retain this title as reigning champions?
Good evening. I would assume they would have the mindset to take revenge since we beat them at the final last season. And I am sure we will be able to retain, even though most of our star players have left. But we have seen potential in the new candidates we have for this season. But we would like more because we don't have enough subs or more like players to play all-rounded. And we indeed need more females because the female team is not as strong yet. So we are hoping we would see more people on both teams, and too many is not a bad thing. So yes, and Mr. Dixon, our coach, he has done very well for us, and I'm sure he will bring us victory this season also.
Shanice Davidson reporting for the B Broadcast.
On the last Friday of February each year, institutions across the island observe Jamaica Day. The annual celebration of this calendar event is usually marked with several cultural activities undertaken by schools across the island. However, this year's celebration will be different from last year's staging, as many schools may return to the traditional celebrations due to resumption of face-to-face classes. In an interview with the Bee, Sixth Form Coordinator Mrs. Horton Buchanan shared that Your Casa High School's Humanities Department are set to host the Jamaica Day event this year.
On February 25th, Your Casa will be observing Jamaica Day under the theme Celebrating Jamaica, Building Character, Hearts Through the Arts. So we will begin Jamaica Day with General Assembly, and this is General Assembly with a difference this year due to the pandemic and social distancing protocols. We plan to have a General Assembly on the games field. Now, for the day, we have various activities planned. Apart from the sale of our cultural food items, we will also be seeing displays by various departments, such as the HEVE Art Department, that's the Visual Arts and Culinary Arts Department, will be mounting a display along with the Language Arts Department, who will be having a poetry corner. From the Performing Arts, we expect to have a John Kunu performance throughout the day. So please look out, because the John Kunu might just turn up at your class to give you a performance. So students are going to be asked to make contributions towards the sale of our cultural food items. Also, they will be allowed to wear their Jamaican colors with appropriate jeans, that's pants or skirts, and shoes. And for those who may not be able to dress themselves in the Jamaican colors, they also have the option of wearing their uniform. As it relates to a concert, at this point, we are not so certain about a concert.
18th, 2022, the Your Casa High School Students' Council President Dante Minter held his first press conference since the resumption of face-to-face classes. The president interacted with the media and addressed upcoming plans for National Students' Council Week 2022, beginning with the National Church Service this Sunday in Brownstown, St. Anne.
Happy to announce that my council will be in attendance on Sunday morning. So we'll be there, we'll greet the national president and his executive and his team, and I hope that that will be a very good thing. On Monday, we'll also be hosting devotions, General Assembly here locally. On Tuesday, we will have a courtesy call with Westwood, Discovery Bay High, and another school possibly. My exec will be traveling with them, and hopefully some members of the media will be traveling to Westwood, and we will be conducting business with them. As you guys know, we're the regional strength, and it is important for us to engage different regional schools, right? And
he also congratulated Asul White and Shantavia Thaxter, newly elected Vice President for Region 3, as well as Your Casa High School Students' Council Minister of Marketing and Sponsorship. Thaxter made her first public remarks as Regional Vice President at the press conference, where she spoke on the importance of unity amongst herself, President Minto, and other student leaders to bring about an effective change to the region.
Greetings, everybody. So, in our previously held town hall meeting, our president profoundly stated that he sees all student leaders as one. I say this to highlight the fact that unity will be maintained between us, even though we work in different offices. As many may know, Mr. Minto and I worked assiduously to form the diplomatic relationship between Westwood High School, when I was president, and Your Casa High School. It's with that same drive for excellence that I plan to work with our president to maintain strong relations between National Secondary Students Council and Your Casa High School.
Similarly to last year's initiative, Your Casa and Westwood will once again join forces to host a CSEC Tutoring Marathon for the region later in March to assist students who will be sitting the CSEC and CAPE examinations in May of this year. The president has announced that currently their biggest challenge is finding tutors for the various subjects, as they are now in the process of recruiting tutors.
remember last year, Westwood and ourselves, we collaborated on a tutoring marathon for the region, from which many CSEC students, many CAPE students would have benefited. Happy to announce that we have negotiated and we have decided to do that again this year. This year it will be much earlier, it will be in March, it will be over the Easter break. I've had talks with their executive, with President Tiana Brown and Vice President Halima Horton, and we are looking to have the marathon.
Locally, the president also announced that the council will soon host an interform football competition for grades 7 to 10 students, as classes are currently in the process of being registered. Additionally, the Students' Council has also sponsored the newly added Financial Literacy Club, which will be headed by grade 13 business-oriented student Nashawn Wright. The council will aim to assist the club in its development and future advances, which will seek to provide financial literacy to all students and staff across the institution. Month, and in highlighting and spreading awareness of the true meaning of the month, we look at our special Black History Month feature, Part 2 by Jamila Levy.
Last week, we heard from Javon Burnett, briefing New Yorkers on Black History Month's theme, Black Health and Wellness. The story of Black History Month dates back to 1926 in the United States of America. At that time, an African historian, Carter Woodson, founded a week that focused on African Americans and their achievements. A week wasn't enough. By 1976, President Ford recognized Black History Month. But what is meant by Black History Month? Mrs. Buchanan apprises us on that thought.
The main purpose of Black History Month, as purported by its conceptualizers, is for us, people of African descent, to celebrate and to also promote ourselves. As a race, we have made significant strides worldwide, resulting in far-reaching impact in various fields, inclusive of but not limited to civil rights, politics, medicine, and the arts, just to name a few, by way of our inventions, discoveries, legislation, and creative expressions. Why celebrate Black History Month? So we remember important people and events in the history of our nation and the African diaspora. As such, we preserve our history for years and generations to come.
There are several controversial beliefs wired around Robert Nesta Marley being termed as Jamaica's national hero. Recording artist Rihanna has been deemed as a national hero of Barbados. Why isn't the legendary Bob Marley a hero too? Shortly, Mrs. Buchanan will share her views on that.
There has been much debate surrounding whether or not Bob Marley should be conferred posthumously the title of National Hero. I don't know where the divide is in terms of whether he should or should not, but honestly, I am of the belief that he should be conferred the title of National Hero. Reason being, Bob Marley has, through music, demonstrated to us that as a people, we are resilient. You know, we should persevere, just like our national heroes, who were basically some of our national heroes who were involved in the fight towards our freedom, right? Freedom physically, but he also spoke about mental slavery, how as a people, as a race, we need to elevate ourselves beyond just wanting freedom, but mentally, you know, we should actually advance ourselves through, say, for instance, education, enter fields, occupations that were once dominated by persons of other races and gender, and stop relegating ourselves to just, taking up a small space in society. When we go overseas and people ask you, where are you from? Or they realize that based on how we talk, we are Jamaicans. The next thing that comes after that is the mere fact that, you know, they know Bob Marley or they love Bob Marley. So to me, Bob Marley has done so much for Jamaica as well. Yes, we call him a cultural icon because of reggae music, right? And the mere fact that he took reggae music across the world and made it so popular. But honestly, he is a legend and needs to be duly recognized as a national hero because he has done so much for Jamaica nationally and internationally.
With that said, I am Jamila Levy representing the B broadcast.
To recap, SFA hosts yet another successful fundraiser. Peer counselors represent at Carriers Expo Initiative. February 11th observed as International Day of Women and Girls in Science. The rugby team prepares to defend championship title. York is to experience face-to-face Jamaica Day celebrations for the first time in 2 years. Students' Council met with the media at a press conference on Friday evening. And that's the B Broadcast Weekly Roundup this week. Special thanks to our reporters and news support team for today's coverage. On behalf of the B Broadcasting Commission, I am Shatila Thatcher. Have a great evening.